everyone and welcome back to my channel. Jumping straight into it today. I've just brushed through Beck's brows and now I am just drawing underneath first. So I do this so that I get a really clear outline of where the bottom of the brow is going to be, and I make that really nice and strong, and then I just feather the product up through the rest of the brow and then outline the arch. That's kind of my 3-step process for brows, and of course brushing them through with the spoolie as we go, just so the product sinks in and isn't sitting on top of the brow. Now taking the amazing P. Louise base, I'm using this to first carve out her brows, and then I'm just placing that all over the lid and patting it in. So this base is created by the absolutely amazing Paige Louise. She is based in the UK and she has developed this base along with a palette, which I use later in the video, and she recommends a pat motion to set the base. So instead of setting it with powder like I usually would, you instead just keep patting and patting until the base is kind of, I guess, set into the skin, and then we go straight in with the eyeshadows over the top. And here is the palette. Here I am not lying when I say this palette has changed my life. So taking this orange shade Burnt, I'm just packing that over her crease. So packing that color really on. I'm keeping it on the outer half of the eye, not taking it too far into the center, and then just buffing it out and letting it blend itself into the base. And to blend that out further, I'm just taking the P. Louise shade from the palette, which is just this really nice like sunshine yellow, and I'm just using that to blend out the edges of the orange. And I'm dragging this like quite far out because I want the shadow to come out like quite a bit to the sides once I start introducing the more pinkier tones. So now I'm going in with contour. So this is like a really nice like plummy shade, and I'm placing that in the crease as well on the outer half of the eye and really packing that on. It's really important like to pack the colors and then blend them out if you want like a really pigmented look. That way you get the best color payoff. And then just deepening up the bottom parts of the eye with the shade Bestie from the palette. So I'm just applying that to the outer lower portion of the eye. And now I'm just taking this white color and I'm just packing that on the inner portion of the eye so that I have like a really bright center, and we're going to pack pigment over the top of this, but it's just so that you've got that really nice bright white base. So this is the MAC Vanilla pigment, and I'm just using a fluffy brush to pack this on over the top of the white. So I get like a more dispersed effect, and then I just put down a little bit of the Too Faced glitter glue, and now packing on top the Mermaid's pigment from Peaches Makeup. And then just lining her eyes with the Inglot 77 gel liner. So my aim for this look was to have like a really dispersed glitter in the center, so that's why I used a fluffy brush instead of packing it on like I would if I was doing a cut crease. And for the wing for the eyeliner, I always get my client to look straight ahead while I map out the wing, and then once I've got the outline of the wing, I tell them to close, and then I connect it back up with the line across the lid. Alrighty, so that is the eyes complete. I'm now moving on to the base. So I've just mixed the Inglot primer with some MAC strobe cream. So the strobe cream is going to give the skin a really nice luminous finish, which when we put the full coverage foundation over the top, it'll mean that it will still have some luminosity to it and it won't be too matte on the skin. So you'll still get that really nice glowy look coming through whilst also having nice full coverage. So the foundation that I'm going to be putting on today is the Inglot HD foundation. I mixed the shades 71 and 81, so really light colors. 81 just has a little bit more yellow in it, just so that she had a little bit of warmth to her skin. I thought that the bright colors on the eyes really needed just a little bit more warmth in the face, so I took that right down her neck, so it didn't matter that her foundation color didn't necessarily match. So I'm just applying that with a brush, and then I go in with my Model Rock sponge and buff it out. And for concealer, I am using the Tarte Shape Tape in Light Sand, and I'm just putting that under her eyes and down the middle of her face. I do not normally use this product straight on a client's face, but this is my personal one, and Beck is a close friend, so it was fine. Usually I would depot it and not contaminate it. So I'm just buffing that out with a Model Rock sponge, highlighting those areas and getting her under eyes looking really nice and flawless. And I set that straight away just to make sure that there is no creasing. So I'm just using the Laura Mercier translucent powder on this Real Techniques setting brush, which is amazing for this. It does such a good job at getting up under those eyes. And then for the rest of the face, I'm just powdering with the Inglot 15 loose powder all over her face. Now moving on to the underneath of the eyes. So what goes up must come down. So I pretty much just copy what I've done on top on the underneath. So I'm placing this burgundy color and a lighter pink from the P. Louise palette underneath first, and then buffing that out with the orange and the yellow. So it's basically like a gradient from the pink to the orange and then the yellow underneath. And I just use this pencil brush from Zoeva. It works really well getting under there and blending it out so it looks really nice and smoky. Next up, just adding a little bit of pizzazz to the inner corner with the Pixie pigment from Peaches Makeup. Then popping on these lashes from Model Rock Lashes. They're in the style Maria. So I'm just sticking those ones on with the black Duo glue. Then, as always, I pop mascara on after I put on the lashes, just so that the real lashes and the falsies blend together really nicely. And it also adds just that little bit extra to the falsies. And I also put mascara on the bottom lashes too. Now it's time to start putting some colour back into her face. So I'm just bronzing up with the Peaches and Cream light medium bronzer. So I'm just popping that on underneath her cheekbones, on the top of her forehead, and then down underneath her jawline. So I basically do like a 3 shape on the side of each face. On each side of her face. That would be the correct term. And then just to add a bit more depth and essentially contour out the face, I'm just using the Hoola Bronzer by Benefit. So I love Hoola for contouring on fairer skin, and for darker skin, I use the Inglot Sculpting Powders. I am obsessed with blush at the moment. So this is the Peaches blush from MAC. I absolutely pack this stuff on. I think this is what adds like so much like glow and life into your skin. So I'm just popping that one onto her cheeks, and then I just go over the top. I'm not entirely sure what the name of this one is, but I'll leave it down below. It's just a completely shimmer blush from MAC. In this really nice, peachy, bright color. So I just pop that all over her cheeks as well, so they've got a bit of glow. And then highlighter. So this highlighter, I swear, is the best thing I've ever used. It is the Doll Light highlighter from Doll Beauty in the shade Shine Bright. Look at that. Can we just appreciate, that is beaming. So I'm just lining her waterline with some gel liner. So I'm using white, so her eyes are really nice and bright and white. And then highlighting underneath her eyebrow with the Doll Light highlighter as well. And then for lips, I'm just going with kind of like a corally pinky kind of color. So I'm lining her lips with this lip liner. I think it's in the shade Fruit Cocktail, but I'll leave it down below. Don't hold me to that. So I'm just lining her lips with that and then filling them in with this lipstick called... I will also leave that one down below. I'm not entirely sure. So I'm filling that one in. So if you look now, I'm actually holding a different color lipstick. So I used like a pink and like a coral and kind of mixed them together and got her to rub her lips together because I was like kind of in between shades. Yeah, so it left with this really nice corally color, and then I popped the Anastasia Sunset Strip Lip Gloss over the top, which is like a peachy color with little reflex in it, and that is the finished look. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please remember to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye guys!